A tiger in the zoo. This poem contrasts a tiger in the zoo with a tiger in its natural habitat. The poem moves from the zoo to the jungle and back again to the zoo. Read the poem silently once and say which stanzas speak about the tiger in the zoo and which ones speak about the tiger in the jungle. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. The poem begins with a description of a tiger that is very beautiful and is walking in his little cage. It has beautiful stripes on his skin and has velvet-like soft paws. The poet says that the tiger can take only few steps because the cage is small and the space is not enough for the tiger to move freely. No one in the surroundings can hear the footsteps of the tiger, as his feet is very soft like the velvet. The tiger is very angry because he is inside the cage and is unable to come out. But still, he tries to control his anger and walks quietly in the small cage. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the water hole where plump deer pass. Here, in this para, the poet says that if the tiger was set free to move in the forest, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies. By doing so, he could easily catch a deer to have it for his food. But the poet feels that the actual place of the tiger is the jungle. If he was to stay there, he would freely move and catch its prey and fulfill his hunger. But now it is inside the small cage and it cannot do anything. He should be snaring around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. In this stanza, the poet says that if the tiger was free, he must have snared. Here snared means warning sounds made by animals around the houses, which is locked at the outskirts of the forest. He would also move around and scare the village people with a sharp tooth and claws. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Now it is clear for the poet that the tiger is inside the cage made of concrete, that is, building made of bricks, cement, sand and water. He also says that the ferocious animal is behind the bars of the cage. The tiger just tries to walk stiffly without causing any fear to the visitors. It is all just because he cannot attack them as he is locked inside the cage. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Leslie Norris. Here, the poet says that the tiger hears the last voice, that is, he hears the sounds of the patrolling cars. We know that the patrolling cars are vehicles of police which are used to guard at night. After this, he stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet says that the tiger is sad as he is locked inside the cage and cannot do anything. So, it tries to come out of his sad thought by staring at the stars.